Hi, I'm Aaron Bruce, Director of Diversity at San Diego State University, and I am here today with the amazing Willie O'Ree. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Mr. O'Ree breaking the color barrier in ice hockey. Mr. O'Ree, it's a pleasure to meet you this afternoon.
Well, thank you very much, Aaron. It certainly is a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, you know, you've been involved in hockey for quite a while, and you've been doing so many different things. How did you get involved with ice hockey?
Well, I was born and raised in the eastern part of Canada. I was born in Fredericton, New Brunswick on the Atlantic coast, and I was the youngest of 13 children, and I started skating at the age of 2, and you know, most boys and girls in the eastern part of Canada was the availability of ice. Everybody was skating or snow skiing or tobogganing, and I just took to skating, and then when I was 5 years old, I started playing organized hockey and kind of just played up through the ranks and just loved the sport.
Yeah, but you were involved in a lot of sports as a youngster. What else were you involved with?
Well, I played about 9 different sports when I was growing up. You know, hockey and baseball. I played softball and track and field, volleyball, tennis, swimming. You know, they were just available, and I just played them, and you know, just kind of, if you didn't like them, just didn't play them, but they were there.
Some people refer to you as the Jackie Robinson of ice hockey. You were recruited by the Milwaukee Braves at one point? Yes,
I was playing baseball in my hometown and was scouted by the Milwaukee Braves, and they wanted me to go to Waycross, Georgia, and train with the minor league operations. And at first I said, no, I'm not interested. I said, you know, I wanted to just play in my hometown. I was making a few bucks, and I really wanted to, you know, stay in shape to go away and play hockey. And so they coaxed me, and then I made the decision to go down to Waycross, and it was quite an experience. You know, first time I'd been in the South, and flew into Atlanta, and I had to stay in Atlanta overnight. And the first thing I noticed when I went into the terminal, the sign was the washrooms was white only and colored only. Well, I went into the colored restroom, and then I contacted a black cab driver out in front of the terminal, and I explained my situation. Could you recommend a hotel where I could stay? He took me to a nice little hotel on an all-black neighborhood. Stayed there, and then I took the bus into Waycross and started training within the next couple of days. And it was going through my mind, you know, about, Willie, why did you ever consider about coming down, you know? And there were racial remarks directed towards me, and I was in a dorm with 7 or 8 other players of color. So the first week went by, and I was still there. And then one Sunday, I mostly stayed on the base, but I wanted to go in and go to church. So the bus took us in, and I went to a nice little Baptist church. And after the service, we had about 15 or 20 minutes before the bus picked us up. So we started to walk towards the bus stop, and I kept looking around where I, you know, where I could go and where I couldn't go, watching for signs. And we came to a drugstore, and 2 or 3 of the players that I was with were thirsty, and they wanted to get a drink. So they went in, and there was a long soda bar, and they went in, and they sat at the counter, and I was just standing inside the door, and I was flipping through a postcard rack, and I was kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden there were 3 white gentlemen at the end of the bar came storming down and made racial remarks towards the players that were the bench. So I went in, so we backed out, went down to the bus stop, and I stayed on the base, and I was there about another 5 days, and then I was cut, and I was brought in, and they said, Mr. O'Ree, we were impressed with your play, but you need a little more seasoning. And so I got on the bus, had to sit at the back of the bus, which I wasn't accustomed to, and started rambling up through the States. Took 5 days to get back to my hometown. And as we were getting closer up north, I was moving up on the bus, and I was up at the center. And then by the time I got up to Bangor, Maine, I was sitting at the front of the bus. So when I got back to my hometown, I said, well, forget about baseball, concentrate on hockey. And then I got a letter to attend the Quebec Aces professional training camp, and just went on from there.
That's amazing. So, you know, the decision to stay in hockey was something that really changed your life. But you met Jackie Robinson at some point as a youngster as well.
When I was 14 years of age, I was playing baseball in my hometown, and we won the league. We won the championship. The reward was that our team was going to be taken to New York and see the Empire State Building, Radio Music City Hall, Coney Island, and we saw the Dodgers play. And I met Mr. Robinson after the game, and I told him that I'd played hockey and was playing baseball. He says, "Oh," he says, I didn't realize there were black kids playing hockey." I said, "Oh yeah, there's a few."
There's a few.
So then I go back to my hometown, and then in 1961, I was traded to the Los Angeles Blades hockey club in the Western League. And I come out to Los Angeles, and then in 1962, the NAACP had a luncheon in Mr. Robinson's honor. And I got an invitation to attend the luncheon, and I still have the letter home. And I went. Mr. Robinson was talking to some media people, and so we waited. The coach and a couple other players and I waited in the background, and then we moved in when Mr. Robinson finished speaking to the media. And our coach said, "Mr. Robinson, I'd like to introduce you to one of our star players. This is Willie O'Ree." Willie O'Ree? Oh my gosh, you're the young fellow I met in New York. So he remembered me from 1949 to 1962. It was quite a treat, and what a gentleman! Just absolutely fantastic person to meet.
That's remarkable.